This is a devastating end for the Boston Celtics as they gave us hope, right, ladies and gentlemen, following Jayson Tatum's injury in a big win at home in Game 5. But unfortunately, it was not enough as they fall short in Game 6 to the New York Knicks in a blowout. And what we expect an offseason with some changes led by Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla will get underway sooner than we expect. But unfortunately, the Celtics season is over. We're going to dive in, explore what happened tonight, what really went wrong for the Boston Celtics, and ultimately look back at this season. All on this episode here on Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. And even though the Celtics had a somber way of going out with this, right? We still have our Celtics gear on. We still have our Champions gear. We still have our Banner 18 jersey on because we're still going to represent and we're still going to rock with this team regardless. Through the rough patches, through anything, through thick and through, we are with this Celtics team. And I am proud of this Celtics team regardless of how the season went underway and what the result. All due to the fact that they gave it their best effort. And without Jayson Tatum injury and some losing games at the end of Game 1 and 2, this is a completely different series. But we're going to dive in and we're going to be exploring everything within this Celtics team. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Let me know your thoughts down below the comment section on this season. What would you rank it, rating 1 to 10? Before you grab a snack, let's get into a sad night, as unfortunately for the Celtics team, there will no be Banner 19, no repeat champions. The dream that we all had alive has now faded all right in front of us. The Celtics fall to the New York Knicks 119-81 in a game that was not close besides the first quarter. It started off very slow. We saw Jaylen Brown really take control, and we saw the adjustment of Luke Kornet over Kristaps Porziņģis into the starting lineup, but unfortunately, it was not enough. The Celtics just had not enough offense to match this Knicks firepower. Even with the shooting struggles from the New York Knicks, they cannot close out these quarters, and unfortunately for the Boston Celtics, those avalanches of late ends throughout the entire series really gave the Knicks momentum, especially at home, to lead into the second and third quarter on a devastating run. It was 16-16 at one point. The Knicks, I believe, went on a 31 to 11 run or something like that and just completely took control of the game before halftime. It was basically over. Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics had the guys that usually play garbage minutes out there in the third quarter here tonight, with Jaylen Brown also fouling out. So it was just not a pretty showing. Like I mentioned, no Jrue Holiday really to step up, Derrick White to really step up offensively alongside Al Horford. Jaylen Brown was the main guy to go for the Celtics team and put the team on his back in most regards. But even offensively, this team struggled, but not just like that, defensively as well. As the Knicks clearly could find themselves to get some rhythm offensively. Their starters played a majority of the game, even with them having a blowout victory. But Miles McBride hitting that shot at the end of the halftime was kind of signaling like Peyton Pritchard did to the Mavericks, and a little bit of deja vu in reverse for the Boston Celtics from last year, signaling the game is basically over at that point. But the Knicks, got to give their tip and cap off to them, man. They played a tough series, very physical, obviously combated against this Celtics team and got the best of them, right? Obviously, Jayson Tatum went down. There's a completely different series if he even is healthy, down 3-1. But even when you look at the grand scheme of things here, the Celtics ultimately did lose Game 1 and Game 2 with some second half mishaps. And even if that goes the course, even with the Jayson Tatum injury, this is just a completely different series for the Celtics. But best of luck to the New York Knicks in the next round versus the Indiana Pacers, and to our guy Chris over on a Knicks Digest, where we were on the stream earlier there today. Thank you for having us on. But unfortunate for the Boston Celtics here, as once again, they fall short. They do not win the NBA championship, and it's kind of back to the drawing board with this Celtics team, right? If we want to dive into the next part here, kind of get into what is next for this Celtics squad here, we can kind of analyze and look at the projections here from the front office posted by Bobby Marks with the Celtics falling out. We know they're strapped into the second apron, right? They have guys that are getting paid a lot of money. Guys, Jrue Holiday, Derrick White, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porziņģis, even guys in Jayson Tatum are all getting big-term deals, right? Peyton Pritchard. We have Sam Hauser making some money off the bench free agent-wise. We have Al Horford, Luke Kornet, and Torrey Craig. And we're already almost $24 million over the second apron at this moment. So it is a little bit concerning with this Boston Celtics team on what they're going to be able to do to stay relevant without Jayson Tatum this season. We're obviously going to expect some changes happening to this team in the off season, right? Maybe not some major change like a Jaylen Brown trade or a Derrick White trade, but some guys around the edges, potentially a Sam Hauser, a Jrue Holiday, a Kristaps Porziņģis, something like that. And speaking of Porziņģis, I do want to give him credit for tonight because even though he did come off the bench and did not look the best for the Celtics, he was their second best player, and that's saying a lot for Porziņģis, but he hit a big three, had a big block, and tried to make the most of his tenure with the Celtics here in this second round, and I do want to give him the respect for that. But diving back in and analyzing this offseason, like I mentioned, it's going to be some hard decisions being made, right? We all know new ownership is also coming in with the Celtics, and I don't expect them to completely gut the roster, right? Completely tear the fans' hearts out. But with Jayson Tatum going down, this team potentially not being into that top-tier echelon without him clearly put on display tonight, as many fans may have thought of as predictions next year, if they had made the finals, if they had missed or even lost this series with having Tatum, there's going to be a lot of question marks revolving around this team. Who's going to be getting moved, who's going to be staying, and what this future outlook looks for this Boston Celtics team, specifically with them being strapped up into that salary kind of hell. So a lot of questions to be analyzed with this Celtics team, but with the Celtics season being over, that does not mean we are done here on Celtics Digest, ladies and gentlemen, right? As you guys all know, even though the season ends, there's still much more to dive in about this team regarding the offseason. Like I mentioned, there's going to be trades, there's going to be moves, there's going to be discussions, good trades that we see, bad trades and outrageous trades that we see, and we're going to have to talk about them on this channel. So we're going to be bringing you guys that. There's also some draft talk as we get closer and closer to the end of the playoffs. The Celtics do have pick 28 and 32, so potentially could package that and move up. We did make a video earlier today talking about how they interviewed Cooper Flagg and Trey Johnson, two guys that are projected to go in the lottery. So who knows? Maybe the Celtics even trade up a little bit higher, moving one of these players that they have on their roster to get a younger piece to still stay competitive, but also get a little bit cheaper and get a little bit younger. There are a lot of questions that we're going to have to dive in. There's going to be potential free agents as well that could come in and fit this team, potential free agents the Celtics could lose. So lots and lots of debates, topics, and discussions that Patrick and I are going to have for you guys on this channel. So once again, if you do enjoy the content, if you do enjoy the Boston Celtics, if you want a place for daily uploads on everything Celtics, this is the place for you. So make sure to hit the like button, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Once again, Patrick and I really do appreciate all the support you guys gave us throughout this season as well. We do know that it did not go the way that we wanted it to, and the result of last year becoming back-to-back champions, but that's going to be okay. I expect the Celtics next year, if not in years after that or in the future, to get back to this mountaintop once again of the NBA Finals and bringing home banner 19, and I don't think that's something that a lot of fans can really, say, or other fan bases can really say about their future. So with the Celtics, we're in greener pastures. We'll be okay after this season. Don't be too frustrated tonight. Once again, thank you guys for showing your support. For everyone that's tuned into a video, hit the like, subscribe. We really do appreciate all the love that you guys have been giving us, and we'll have those weekly live streams as well on Wednesdays, going over some topics revolving around this Celtics team as we get closer to some bigger dates revolving around some bigger topics. So if you guys are interested, once again, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your night, even if it's a somber one, and go Boston Celtics. Peace out, everyone.